System design with Fronius products and solution. Hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Fronius webinar. Today's topic is how to accurately design your Fronius system with the Fronius products and solutions. Your Fronius team today consists of me. My name is Sandra. You can see me here in the front. So that's I'm out of the team trainings and education in Wales at Fronius International at the headquarters. And this is my team, and together with my team member, which stands directly behind me, Michael Ronick, we will do the webinar for today. That means he will support me in the chat. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to directly address them to Michael. And after the presentation, Michael will also join us and he will do some live question and answering of your questions. That's the team for today and what's on the agenda for today. So like I mentioned already in the beginning, it's today all about system design. So I will give you a brief introduction to the company Fronius and our common vision of 24 hours of sun. Then I will jump through the Fronius SnapINverter series. Also, I will mention the Fronius smart meter and look a little bit more into detail. Another topic is also storage solutions. On the one hand, we will make thermal storage with our Fronius OnPilot and also the Fronius world of battery storage. I will provide you insights there. And the last point is meeting our new heroes. I'm very excited to give you today insights into the new Fronius Gen 24 Plus hybrid inverter series, and I will also give you a quick outlook on our new commercial product, the Fronius Tauro inverter. But just before I start, I have prepared a quick poll for you. So I would like to ask you one question, which you can see now, I hope. So my question to you is, do you already have working experience with Fronius? There are 4 answer possibilities. First one, yes, you have got a long time experience and you are a professional on Fronius products. Second one, some experience. Third one, I have not worked with Fronius so far. And the last opportunity is that you're just here to get an overview of the technology and the products. I see already many of you are voting. I will still wait some minutes until I close the poll. And of course, I present you then the results of the audience. Okay, I see that nearly all of you have already voted, so thank you very much so far for that. I will close the poll now and show you the results. So the result is that the majority of you have got some Fronius experience. Around about a little bit than 1/3 is a long time experienced with our products, and the other lower percentages are separated by I just want to get an overview and I have not worked with Fronius so far. So thank you very much for that. That's all the time very important to us in order that I know how deep I can go into the topics to have a common sense how you are into these topics, and I can go onwards in the presentation. Thank you very much. But let's just jump right now into the topics now. So I will quickly present you now the Fronius as a company. So how it all began. It all began 75 years ago. So actually we are celebrating this year our 75th anniversary. That means it all started in Pettenbach in Austria, and in 1945 our company was founded by Mr. Günther Fronius, which you can see on the right picture here. So what was his first fields of operation? So actually it wasn't solar and it wasn't welding. The first fields of application was battery charging. That means directly after the Second World War, where the company was founded in 1945, there were cars on the road, but the problem was they all had batteries, and as they get low, the batteries, and they did not give energy so far, they were thrown away. And our founder of the company, Mr. Günther Fronius, detected this, and he had got an idea. So he just had the idea to recharge the battery and reuse them, and that was kind of the first business model of Fronius battery charging. Okay, and within the years, we have come to a very, very global development. So that means we are expanding to a large extent. The red underlaid countries you can see on the world map, these are effectively countries where we have got a subsidiary, a Fronius subsidiary in the country. But that does not mean that we are not active in the other markets, in the gray underlaid ones. That means we have all over the world spread our people, sometimes also only one technical sales advisors, for example, in a country, but we are of course near you, and we are currently also expanding. That means the global development is going even one step ahead, and we are expanding. Stability for generations, that's also very, very important for Fronius. So yesterday, today, and beyond, we're still 100% in family ownership. That means our company was founded by Mr. Günther Fronius, I told you before. Then it was handed over to the second generation, which you can see on this picture here, Mr. Klaus Fronius. And today we are led by the current CEO, which is the third generation of the family, Mrs. Engelbrechtsmüller-Strauß, which is the current CEO of Fronius and leading the company. We are very, very well known for 3 departments. That means we have got 3 business units. One you may have come across already is the perfect welding, which you can see here on the right. That means since the 1950s, we are into welding technologies. We are providing many, many solutions in here. Also very, very well established business unit. Effectively, the oldest one is the battery charging. We are still active in that. That means it's compared to the other business units, a rather small one, but we are still until today active in battery charging solutions for example, intralogistic purposes, or you can see here on the picture, recharging forklifts, for example. And the youngest business unit is the solar, which isn't effectively that young anymore. We are also in the solar business for a very, very long time already. So nearly 30 years we are now in the fields of manufacturing solar inverters and general solar solutions. And we will deal today with our products and solution out of the solar department, of course. What is so special? On the one hand, we are still in family hand. That means we are 100% owned by the by the family Fronius. And the other very special thing about Fronius is that we until today we are producing and designing all our products and solutions in Austria. That means our production site is still in Austria, which you can see here in this picture. This is in Satlet. That's our production site, which is currently getting expanded. That means we will in the back here have a north expansion because of course the solar market is growing a lot and the demand is increasing, but we still have a 100% commitment to produce and design our inverters in the heart of Austria, in Upper Austria, in Satlet. And what is the vision, or what is our motivation? Why are we in the solar business? Therefore, we have got a common vision. This is the vision of 24 hours of sun, and which is effectively shown with this picture. The vision 24 hours of sun more or less describes how we here at Fronius see the future, because we want to make use of the power of the sun for 24 hours. And the future world, if we have a look on it more precisely, you see that we are kind of integrating all or many different types of renewable energy sources. So on the one hand, we are of course have the focus on solar PV, because we are therefore a solution provider on a commercial scale, but also on a residential scale with sector integration. You see here also e-mobility, charging station, battery storage, and also heating purposes. But on the other hand, if you look in the back here, we also integrate other renewable energy sources like the wind power or hydropower, which we also see essential for creating a future of 24 hours of sun. And the final step, which we see will be necessary in our energy transition, that's also the hydrogen, which takes a major part in our vision 24 hours of sun, which you can see here. So that means on the one hand for mobility purposes, for heavy trucks or heavy logistics, and on the other hand also for kind of seasonal energy storage and repowering on demand. And for the hydrogen, we also have effectively one product, so which is ready for serious production, and there are already some sites planned, and this is called the Fronius SOLHUB. You can see here this picture. It was taken at our R&D site in Austria, where we actually have since 2018 a Fronius SOLHUB installed, and which is in operation for our company fleet. That means we have got some hydrogen cars which we are running on hydrogen, and we are here producing decentralized green hydrogen out of solar PV. That means green electricity. Okay, so much to the company presentation of Fronius. Let's directly jump in our Fronius inverter solutions. So what are our products and solutions about? So we launched our first solar product in 1995. You can see here that was the Fronius Sunrise. That was our first inverter. And within the years, we have developed many different products, and the curve is still going up. So also in the next years, or I would say next months, many more will come and will continue this true story of success. What is, I would say, the most successful story so far is the Fronius SnapINverter series. So you have seen it before in the chart. In 2014, we launched our first Fronius SnapINverter. And last year, we produced our 1 millionth device insert LED. You can see it here. It was a golden one. And this underlines naturally the great success of the Fronius SnapINverter series, because it's a very well established product. It's highly appreciated to its innovative concept, and it's a real story of success. What is this SnapINverter series about? So what is very, very special, I would say, is if you have seen one of them, you have seen them all. Whether it's a one-phase inverter like here, the Fronius Primo, or one out of the three-phase segment, so they have all kind of the same principle behind. That means seen one, seen them all. That's, I would say, the most the sentence which fits most to the SnapINverter series. Looking a little bit deeper on that, on the one-phase side, we have got the Fronius Primo. That means the first digit after the product name is all the time the sign, whether it's a one-phase or a three-phase product. You see in the other one, it's a three. The other numbers here are the kilowatts AC output power range. That means the Primo is available from 3 to 8.2 kilowatts AC output power, and the M or the S behind stands for multiple MPP trackers, in our case 2 MPP trackers, and the S stands for the single tracker version. You see here on the three-phase segment, we are fully available from 3 kilowatts to 27 kilowatts. Our current biggest one is the Fronius Echo, which has got a 27 kilowatts AC output power. If you look at this picture, one maybe looks slightly different. That's the one with the red cover, which you can see here. That's our current hybrid inverter. That means if you want to realize a battery storage solution with Fronius, you have to take this inverter. This is the Fronius Simo Hybrid, which is available from 3 to 5 kilowatts out of the SnapINverter range, and has got 1 MPPT. What is so special about the SnapINverter, or why is the SnapINverter called SnapINverter? That's because of its mounting principle, more or less. So the inverter is kind of divided into two parts. It means one part is the wall bracket, which you can see here, where you have all the connection units on the wall bracket 2, which is mounted on the wall. And as soon as this is done, you can take the second part of the inverter, which is the whole power unit, and just snap it in. That's why it's called SnapINverter, and fix it with 2 screws, and the whole installation process is finished and can easily done by one person within very, very few minutes. Okay, so much to the Fronius SnapINverter. I think you have potentially already came across it so far. Let's look into the Fronius smart meter, which is also a very, very essential device when it comes to Fronius and system design with our products. This is the Fronius smart meter. So on the bottom you see here I would say the old one. So principally they have both the same functionality, but the one at the top, this is the Fronius Smart Meter TS, or new Fronius Smart Meter code. So basically they have got the same functionality. It's just a facelift. We gave the smart meter and it has got ease of use, some ease of use function and a little bit different cabling, but in principle they are the same. Why is the Fronius smart meter so essential? So if you want to have a complete monitoring now, Fronius Solar.web portal, and if you want to make real advanced analysis and visualization of your consumption data, it's a prerequisite to have this Fronius smart meter installed, which is effectively just a simple bidirectional energy meter. So it's communicating with our inverter via Modbus, RTU, RS45, and which is very, very low in cost if you compare it with an overall PV installation, but brings high benefit in monitoring and in further steps also with, if you want to realize some advanced features like energy management or also energy profiling, this Fronius smart meter is essential. And the most essential one is the primary smart meter directly at the feed-in point, which every Fronius installation should be equipped with at least one smart meter at the feed-in point to have all these benefits. That brings me also to the Fronius Solar.web. So that's our monitoring portal. So actually, what can you take out of the Fronius Solar.web? So you see it here, you can have easy access with all your mobile devices on it. That means whether you have your laptop or your mobile phone or your tablet, you can have anywhere and at any time access to your PV installation, and you have real advanced views on that. What can you also do with Solar.web, or why is it also high appreciated? It's because of the remote update function. So you can also use Fronius Solar.web as a service tool. So just by one click, you can start, for example, the latest update on the devices, and this brings, of course, huge benefits and also savings in service costs. Just imagine you've got a customer with a problem, and a majority of the problems can be easily solved by a remote update, which you can start, of course, anywhere at any time. There is also a premium version available, so therefore we only have to charge a small fee from you. That means therefore you have even more functionalities. They are listed here, for example, a weather widget or some simulations which you can run, for example, for a battery and on-pilot, which is a very fair price. So it's very low in cost. It's around about 20 to 25 euros per year. And yes, it's the Solar.web Premium, which you can order at the Fronius Solar.web shop. Okay, so much to the Fronius Solar.web. And that brings me directly to the Fronius on-pilot. What is the Fronius on-pilot? So you can see here a scheme of a typical Fronius installation. So that means your customers potentially have installed an inverter. They have installed the smart meter, which you can see here is installed directly after the feed-in point. And therefore, if you want to realize sector integration for your customers, if you really want to combine electricity and heat, therefore the best solution would be to add a Fronius on-pilot to the system, which you can see here, where you can have a stepless regulation of your surplus energy and store it in, for example, in a hot water boiler or in another heat source. What is the Fronius OwnPilot? Yes, that's our heating miracle. That means that's some kind of add-on component for your PV system, where you can really make use of your surplus energy. That means that the surplus energy is steplessly regulated and directly stored into your hot water tank or in your boiler. What is important? It's for maximum self-consumption. It means before you feed in the energy and kind of give it away for free, you make additionally use of it and use it in your household for generating hot water. Important is, like the name already telling us, the OwnPilot, therefore only ohmic loads can be connected. That means loads which do not have any active power electronic installed. And this would be an example of suitable loads. The most common application, I would say, in Europe are heating rods. That means one phase up to 3 kilowatts and three phase up to 9 kilowatts are connected to the OwnPilot, and therefore the energy is given steplessly to those heating rods via the OwnPilot. But also other ohmic loads can be used. That means, for example, an infrared heater or Tauro radiators. Any other ohmic load can be connected to our Fronius OwnPilot. What does the Fronius OwnPilot bring to you? That's an example out of our Fronius Solar.web portal. So this is a PV production curve you can see here. And this system owner has got an OwnPilot installed. And if you watch this, this was the daily view here. You can see the surplus energy, which would basically be all the energy beyond the gray line, which is consumed directly, would have been fed in. But this customer has installed the OwnPilot, and he is taken 100% or nearly 100% out of his surplus energy and gives this energy or this power to the OwnPilot, and has got very, very good self-consumption ratios. And this is another view. This the previous one was the daily view out of the SOLHUB. We can also have the monthly view, so that's a typical year in Europe. And this customer also has installed the OwnPilot. And what you can see here, up to 8 months a year, so that's a real life example, you can generate 100% your hot water with the OwnPilot, and of course save energy costs for not using your primary heat source for hot water generation, and also extend the lifetime, of course, of your primary heat source, because for example a gas heating system would be turned off, and therefore the lifetime is extended, because from March to October all the hot water is generated by the OwnPilot and the surplus of the PV system. Okay, so that was the thermal storage. So we all the time say this would be the first step if you want to optimize your PV system, and the second step would of course consist of a battery storage system, which you can see here. So now you kind of transfer the surplus energy of the day into the night hours and store it with a DC coupled high voltage battery, which you can see here with Fronius for highest efficiencies. So what are our hybrid inverters? I told you before, out of the SnapINverter series, we have got the Fronius Cymo Hybrid, which is one of our current hybrid inverter solutions, which is available in the power classes from 3 to 5 kilowatts with 1 MPPT and 1 battery input, where we can connect a DC coupled high voltage battery. What is effectively necessary if you want to have this such a battery storage system? Of course, therefore, a prerequisite is this smart meter. So this system won't work without a smart meter installed. And we are fully compatible with the BYD Battery Box Premium HVM. So that means that's the new battery box from BYD. But also on the other hand, we are fully compatible with the LG Chem Resuha. That would be another option. And the full extension can be realized with the Fronius Cymo Hybrid for smaller system. But our new hero is, of course, the Fronius Gen 24 Plus device, which is effectively created for sector integration and will be, of course, a draft horse for sector integration because it's optimally fitted to kind of requirements of our customers, and it kind of does not let any needs open anymore. And now I will present you this new heroes. So effectively we have got two new heroes, and on the one hand it's the Fronius Gen 24 Plus device, our new hybrid inverter series from 6 to 10 kilowatts. You see here the key facts. On the one hand, we already launched the Cymo hybrid. So the Cymo Gen 24 Plus. So this was launched some weeks ago and is available now. The Cymo Gen 24 Plus is a three-phase inverter, hybrid inverter in the power classes 6, 8, and 10, and has got 2 MPPTs and 1 battery input. At the beginning of next year, we will launch its counterpart in the single-phase market. That will then be the Fronius Primo Gen 24 Plus and will be available in the power classes from 3 to 6 kilowatts, also with 2 MPPTs and 1 battery input. What is so special about the Gen 24 Plus device? So again, it will be fully compatible with our Fronius OnPilot, with our hot water and heating solution to use to the max your own energy, your surplus energy, and have an efficient, very cost efficient storage solution too. That will be fully compatible, but also batteries can then be connected to that. That means the Fronius Gen 24 Plus is also optimally for systems with or without battery connections. So that means we are fully compatible with both of the new BYD batteries. So we are compatible with the HVM BYD Battery Box Premium, but also with the HVS. It's all the time easy to retrofit. That means you can connect the battery to the inverter at any time, and it's also become a very inexpensive solution because battery prices are highly decreasing in price. It means it becomes more and more cheaper for the customers and also economically feasible. That's the storage solution once again. So the new BYD Box Premium HVS and HVM, these are both high voltage batteries which rely on lithium iron phosphate technology for maximum safety. What is very appreciated is its modularity. That means depending on your customer needs, you can design the battery like you want. So each battery consists of modules, a different amount of modules, and also different types of modules. So that means for the HVS, you can have 2 to 4 modules. That would mean a storage capacity from minimum of 5.1 kilowatt hours to the max of 10.2 kilowatt hours. The HVM battery is available from 4 to 8 modules. That means therefore you have got higher storage capacities which are possible, and in full extension level, that means with 8 modules you've got a maximum of 22.1 kilowatt hours storage capacity. Of course, it's all the time retrofittable. That means depending on your needs or if the situation is changing at your customer and you wanna extend his PV system size, that's possible at any time at a later stage with those steps, 2.6 kilowatt hours for the HVS or the 2.8 kilowatt hours for the HVM battery. And it's very, very easy to install. It means it's a ground-mounted system, which is kind of a plug-and-play solution. You just plug in all the modules, and on top there is the BCU, the battery communication unit, and the commissioning is also easy. It's done via applications, via mobile apps, and it's done within very few minutes. What we can offer here at Fronius 2 is full backup. That means with this combination with the BYD battery and our inverter, we can provide a full backup solution. That means in case of a grid outage, we can provide three-phase backup power and supply the entire household with energy. What is special about it? You can configure it that there is an automatic switchover. That means the grid outage is automatically detected by the inverter, and he then switches into full backup mode. And there is also a automatic reconnection again. So if the grid is coming back again, this is also something our inverter detects, and then he switches on again in grid parallel mode. The electric loads which can be supplied in the full backup operation mode are single phase and three phase, and of course you have your maximum energy consumption also in case of such a grid outage scenario. This would be the full backup version of the Fronius Gen 24 Plus, but we also have another backup option for the Gen, which is called the PV point. Maybe you will now ask yourself, what is the PV point? So the PV point is our basic grid backup function, which is effectively one domestic socket in the household, which is supplied in case of a grid outage by the PV generator. That means by the electrical energy which is generated, and is only one socket, the PV point, which is then supplied and is kind of the basic grid backup. What does this mean? So you have got one separate socket installed in your household, which is only supplied in case of a grid outage. So in normal operation mode, this socket has got no function, but in a grid outage scenario, the inverter detects it automatically and then switches on in PV point operation. So depending on your current PV production, the energy is given directly to this one socket in the household. Again, the automatic reconnection we have got. What electric loads can be supplied? So there are already some very interesting videos on YouTube where some people tested the PV point. You can really supply loads up to 3 kilowatts. You can also run your heating system on that with the PV point. You can even charge your electric vehicle. So just look up if you're interested in the PV point, what our customers already tested. So this is a very reliable source of energy on one point with this basic grid backup function, the PV point. And it's very easy to install, and it's 100% free of charge. So that means it's included in the inverter price. You can use it if you want, or if your customers are requiring it. And yes, you do not need any additional, for example, grid separation devices. So that's not necessary at all. And in general, the Gen is easy to install. So we kind of took the market feedback from you and did some improvements. Means easy and fast installation process. The snap-in principle is kind of kept a little bit advanced. We have again this lightweight wall bracket and then the whole inverter unit, which we snap in into the wall bracket. To the connection units, we have got a very fast access. It means we have got 180 degrees fast locking screws on the data communication cover at the front, and also the spring connections inside the inverter. Means all the clamps, DC and AC sided, are kind of fast spring connections, some Vago clamps, which you just have to open, plug in the cable, close the plug. You need no tool, no torque, and the installation process is finished. And for the commissioning, I can also highly recommend you to use our Fronius Solar Start app. This was also launched some weeks ago, which is a common application we have now for all Fronius products for the commissioning process. So whether it's a Gen 24 Plus device or a SnapINverter, you can use it for all our products. Just download it. It's for free in the App Store or in the Google Play Store. And that's our overall commissioning app with 3 easy steps where we can have a installation finished. And also for the open interfaces, that means we are fully ready for third-party connections in any different kinds. It means we are open for other installers. We have got many communication interfaces on board. That means we are in the SunSpec Alliance. That means in this kind of alliance where we kind of make common communication interfaces, for example, LAN, WLAN, Modbus RTU, Modbus TCP, or also our digital IOs. Or another topic is the Fronius Solar API JSON. It means with all these open interfaces, you can realize third-party integration, and you can get this communication from our inverter, and it's also on board. Okay, that was the Fronius Gen 24 Plus device. A small presentation, and the last few slides until I've come to an end, I will spend on the Fronius Tauro. That will be our new commercial inverter. The Fronius Tauro is a very robust commercial inverter, so it will be launched next year in 2021, and we will launch 2 different types. That means with next year we will be fully available also in higher kilowatt AC output power ranges. The Tauro Echo will have 1 MPPT, will be a 50 and 100 kilowatt device, and the Tauro Booster will be available with 3 MPPTs in the power class 50 kilowatts. The T and P stands for direct and precombined. That means depending on the system typology you're choosing for your solar projects. But I just want to give you an outlook on that. More will come in the future. Principally, what is important, of course, when it comes to commercial PV, every cent counts. So we make kind of high return on investments. That was the focus. Also rapid amortization, and have a good and reliable product from Fronius also for the commercial segment. And this is my closing picture. So that's Castoria in Greece. That's a pre-series of the Tauro. So the Tauro is already running for quite some time. I think 2 years from now this plant is running. It's I think it's 11 megawatt peak, and it's performing really good. So it's kind of above our expectations, and we can really give you good news from this pre-series device. And I can't wait when it gets more precisely on the Fronius Tauro. Good. That was it so far from my side. I say very special thanks to you, to the audience, for your participation. Michael just came around the corner and he told me that there were no specific questions so far. So if you now have got one question to us, I will just mute myself now and remain some minutes online. So if you have got any concerns about our Fronius products and solutions, please address them now to us. We will remain some minutes online. So thanks a lot for your participation. I wish you all the best. Stay fit and stay safe in those times. And I hope we hear or see us again soon at live presence training or another webinar. Please check out just our schedule. All the best. Goodbye.